Hey, I'll be with you in a bit. SG, hold on. Yeah, a lot of people like Euro Aussie, man. I don't really trade it, but dun, dun, dun. I'm very tired today. I will be with you in 1 minute. Hey man, luck, it's part of the game, but if you're in the trade, you gotta be in the trade in order to get the luck, right? Still not quite 9 o'clock yet. I still haven't had my breakfast, man. It's been a very long morning already. I'm very interested to see whether they bring the market back before open, because the inflation data was a bit meh, but normally they don't like to run the market until the market's open. Oh, you're in Germany, cool. Hey everyone. It's still 5 minutes to 9, so I'm a little bit early. Had to set some stuff up. No, it's cash. Milk loss. Hi guys. I'm trying to do a bunch of things at once here, and my video's being a bit painful. I did promise that I would try and trade Euro JPY today. It's not common for me to trade it during the US session, so we'll see what we can do here, because the CPI data also came out half an hour ago, so that's probably going to shape most of today. Gold obviously is going up because inflation isn't as bad as they thought. And I cannot trade with future CFDs. We're not offering the future CFDs at the moment because of the way the contracts work. We don't, like, futures don't have a rolling contract. You have to change contract every month. So we offer cash, but the cash CFDs are generally cleared on futures anyway. It's live account in MFF, and what is rapid or valuation? So we use live accounts for our live funded traders, and we use demo accounts for rapid and evaluation, unless it's a live rapid or evaluation account. Where do I think gold will go up to? I don't actually know. Could make the whole move back up, really. Somewhere up here. 1789.86. But I mean, you still have a lot of structural points that you want to plow through. My interpretation of data, and I'm not a fundamentals guy, was that there's still inflation. It's not that there's no inflation, it's just not as high. Yes, it's Josh. I just have a croaky voice because my sinus has been dying all night. I'm like deep voiced. I've been awake for a while. And I have allergies and everything, so Today I'm baritone. You've passed phase 2? Good for you, man. Congratulations. Since when did I sound so deep? Since I have been up for a very long time and I haven't had breakfast yet. I fortunately have had coffee, so I'm alive. Do you like ghost divergence? Don't know what that is. I don't know what ghost divergence is. Was it that move that we saw yesterday when the guy asked about palladium? I think it was, right? So it's been flat since then. I'd assume that's it. Yeah, that's it. So if palladium is going down, does that mean that Tesla goes down with it? Wasn't that the argument, is that palladium goes up because Tesla goes up because of batteries? I actually want to short Euro JPY, but it's not 9:30 yet, and I promise that I only trade from 9:30. And the 1 hour bar, the previous 1 hour bar, is not very attractive. Hidden divergence. No, I don't really trade divergences. I might trade like a moving average divergence, but not like an oscillator or anything like that. I feel that as inflation normalizes, gold will drop. Yeah, but we had this discussion yesterday, right? Where gold tracks the fear greed indicator more than the inflation indicator. So it's more likely that gold would go down if the fundamental economics are good, and if they're bad and people are fearful, gold will go up. That was the argument made yesterday, and apparently there's some data that backs that up. And I'd probably agree with that, having been through a bunch of fear greed cycles myself and recognizing the pattern. Inflation now, it's strange because central banks don't behave the same anymore. So having inflation as like an indicator of gold kind of doesn't make sense. And on top of that, with the creation of futures contracts with gold instead of just spot physical, the market isn't as upward pointing anymore. It used to just be buy gold and it goes up like that. That used to be basically what it was. So my expectation today for the Dow, and I'm trying to put my big boy pants on today and get a trade to get us back up into the top 10 of the leaderboard. I'm trying to get a Dow trade in where the market open spikes the market downwards. Somewhere in here, somewhere maybe. I buy and I get 100 points. That's my dream for today. How many point is the 30 spread? Gotta widen this a little bit. Market, it's 1.1 point. 1.1. €1 or $1 or whatever. And I'm still See, the reason why Euro JPY probably will go up is because of Euro USD, right? Euro USD, with the data that came out, you're probably going to get a nice bearish dollar pullback up to here somewhere, which again is not very far in pips terms. But the current price action suggests selling, right? Actually suggests selling almost now. And it would probably land, let me extend the trend. It'd probably land somewhere here. But because of Euro USD, you get bars like this, right? This bar is built on buying lots of euro and then buying lots of yen. It's not built on people speculating euro yen. That's why it's all spiky. My sinus is really bothering me today. On this chart, the 30-minute, you have actually got this, right, which is a more bullish. It might just not be the day for Euro JPY and me. We might just not trade it today. I might have to say that today's trade is no trade for Euro JPY. And with the share markets at records, it's very hard to find where the market will stop exactly. It's already running before market opens, which is unusual. Gold is actually down again. It's what a piece of fundamental news can do to the market is sort of flip it around and throw it around. But I kind of have to do something because I only got 2 weeks of trading. I might have to do some fades or something to boost the balance, but I'm used to trading without a time frame on my trading. Let's see. Okay. Are you doing any evaluation or anything, Himbo, or are you just in the learning process right now? I want to see where I think that was where CHF was yesterday when I wanted to sell it. I think this was, and then that Dehung told me not to. No, I mean without a time frame, meaning I don't have any, like, have to do it in a certain period of time, right? Like I can take days off and have gaps in trading and, you know, ignore the charts for a day or two. And right now I have, because of the challenge, right, I have to sort of trade every day and I have to keep up because other people are trading quite aggressively. And I have to try and catch them because I'm only ahead of the people who lost their account already. You're on accelerated. Oh, okay, cool. So the real question is, where is the Dow gonna pull back, if at all? And if they pull back now, are they gonna just reverse it? Giant news indecision. It's still not 9:30, so I can't really take the trade unless I break my rules. How many pips is that? 12. That's not worth the risk either. Because I was considering a risk play of buying here to here, right? But it's only 12 pips with an 8-ish stop. Not worth it. Maybe a buy on gold today, maybe? No. I'm being informed to check GJ. Still, this price action, because of the dollar right now being sold, this is going to be a mess. It's going to be an absolute mess. Like, I would suspect that this bar will come down a bit and then bounce back up again. Dihang, you got to tell us what trade I'm going to take that I'm going to make all my money back on. Ornamental gold futures market. If I buy and hold GME, I actually wish I bought GameStop when I saw the Wall Street Bets post originally, but I didn't because I thought it was a joke. I like gold. Gold looks nice. And so I'm actually going to break my rules. I'm going to buy gold. I'm not going to buy 5 lots of gold. I'm going to buy 3 lots of gold. I'm going to put my stop at the bottom here with a little space actually. And I am going to put my take profit at the peak here. And if I lose, I lose. I lose, yeah. I think the gold pullback is a healthy one, but yeah. Dihang, are you short gold? Is that what you're doing now? You're trying to get me out of the market? Can you buy USD CAD now? I mean, you could if you wanted to. I don't know what USD CAD looks like. I want to change this to show me points. I don't want to see dollars twice. Can you buy USD CAD now? I wouldn't suggest it, but that's up to you. Looking at it there on the hourly, that looks like it's going to go down. Actually, it looks like it's going to go down pretty badly. Make a new high first for EU, GU, and AU. Yeah. The only question is what Wall Street does it open. They've already run the market, the share market, so there could be some sort of nasty spike, pullback, and then bounce again, because we know that Wall Street gets jealous when they miss out on the moves. They always push it back. But maybe they'll focus on other pairs. Like this should open right up this hourly bar on Euro USD should open right up there. Like it should just cover that wick all the way up. I don't know if gold is gonna wave down again. Oh well, if I lose, I lose, you know. You've never been good at gold. The other day you told me exactly where gold was going to go. And told me that everything I said was wrong. Pretty sure that's what you told me. It is recorded, so somewhere in the 6 hours of streaming footage, you told me that I am wrong on my analysis on gold. And then I hesitated and I didn't take the trade. Somewhere in those videos, you are guilty, sir. I would love a nice big hard spike up in gold. Just get me into safety zone and I'll let it run after. I'll let it run after I'm at break even, and you know. Yesterday was GU for sure, but yesterday I was trading gold too, so it had to be yesterday because the day before I was just trading US30. So it had to be yesterday that you told me my little blue boxes on gold were wrong, and that I should be fired. Yeah. And that you were going to report me to the CFTC. I'm pretty sure that's what you said. I'm pretty sure I got it in email form too. So then if gold doesn't impulse up above the high of this spike up in the next 15 to 20 minutes, I am getting out of the way. Unless I were to get stopped out, then, you know, say la vie. Yeah. Not the blue boxes. But yeah, I think this is a good spot for gold. I would say that we go hopefully hit my target, hopefully, without getting stopped out first. And then pull back a little bit, and then I think gold will recover this. I don't think that it's going to stay so far down. Like even the daily sort of suggests that. Look at these. Like that's. Imagine having a. Okay, my feed is broken again. Is that what that is? Yep, that's what that is. I'll fix that today. Either way, that was a support level. Yep. Why does MFF not offer more base currencies for accounts? We're going to. There are some legal matters with it. So you'll notice that where a firm is located makes a difference on what they offer, right? So for example, most firms that are located in North America, they only offer dollars. And the ones in Europe will have a euro base, but they'll do a conversion to dollars. And it's usually the conversion rate's quite bad. But the locality of your business makes a difference, right? So you got to have a jurisdiction that's kind of neutral. We're preparing one so that we can have like euro and pound accounts. it's also infrastructure intensive, and it can mess with like billing and stuff because people have different currencies and everything like that. So hopefully towards the end of the year we'll have at least euro, for example, added. But the ECB and European Union have some policies around receiving and sending euro that we have to comply with. So we have to make sure that we're legal. And the worst thing that can happen is you have right now, how many? We have 3,382 funded people whose accounts get frozen because the ECB says, hey, stop. Or the European Union says, hey, stop, ESMA law or whatever. So we've got to be very, very sure that we can do it properly and safely so that you guys don't get affected. Come on, gold. More, 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 more. This could be the day of my life. And my shame goes away, right? Yesterday when Yavuz was finishing the leaderboard, he kept sending me sad faces. Because the only people I was beating were the people who had lost their account. There were a lot of sad faces in my chat. But I'm hoping this trade it brings me back to life. Maybe I should have gone all in on it, but anyway. I'm not sure if Martuza is here. I sent him the link today. He didn't watch the other two. I think Yavuz will post the leaderboard shortly. It took a lot of work because at the same time as some dashboard stuff was going on, we were trying to calculate it. So yeah, and it's a big one. There's like I think there's 21 people on the leaderboard. So today you'll see it. You'll see at least the top 10, right? You might not see the whole thing because it's a very big sheet. Yeah, imagine me going all in, but the first place guy I think is up like 3.5%, and he's actually a live account. I will be stopped out, possibly. That's an entire possibility. I've been wrong many times in my life, so I wouldn't cry too much if I got stopped out. But yeah, I mean, it's possible we got 8 minutes till open. If the market makers during Wall Street want to mess the market and flip it upside down, I could get stopped out and then it goes in my direction as well. It's entirely possible. Oh, there's 26, all right. I lost 3,000 already, almost 3,000, yeah. I did 2 trades on US 30 with big lots, but with stop losses, and the market decided to range, and I tried to catch a move, and it didn't move, and came back, it hit me. So be it. The most important thing is that I didn't violate the rules. The longer term price action to me says it's going up, but as I said, can get wrong. I think first place was 3%. I really can't remember. I should be able to check it. The top 10 is there. How much you risk in that trade? In this trade that is open, 1.2% of the original balance, but it's a bit more than that on the current. My psychology is a bit funny now because I'm getting a bit nervous. Dear Trading Journal, the psychology of streaming is a nasty one because you have people watching you, and when you're failing, they're laughing at you. Who has the highest gain percentage in MFF? I don't know because people withdraw a lot. I would say that Anurag, the guy we interviewed, he's probably up there. But there would be a few accelerated accounts, the smaller ones that are in percentage terms very big, but the actual dollar value is quite small. There's been people who have scaled 5 or 6 times now, so that means that they're up about 60% or so. Actually, it's more than 60% because they got 10% of different values. Well, Justin, I can tell you now that there are some people out there, mean people, at least mean-spirited people, who really want my head to fail. So, yeah, that's just the way it is, really. I put 10 lots on gold long. If I fail my challenge, I'll tell customer service it was your fault. You wouldn't be the first person to do that. I mean, telling people that it's my fault they failed. Trust me, you would be on a very long list of people who have said that it's my fault they failed. Traders in MFF average how many percentage every month? The truth is that the majority of people in all prop firms lose the money every month. If you're talking about just the profitable traders, I would say on average from the profitable guys, it's somewhere around 4 or 5%. 4 or 5%. Yeah, I know it's a joke. I'm assuming the HSSN is Hassan, but I'm not sure. 4 or 5% is kind of an average return for the profitable guys. But as I said, you know, the majority don't make money, and that's just a hard fact, you know. The one thing that I'm kind of proud of myself with this challenge on is that I didn't let my losses get the best of me. Even yesterday, right? Yesterday was a very flat day for me, and I made $100 or a bit less than that. EU 5-minute buy. Yeah, it's the same formation as gold right now. You see it's kind of the same. We got a minute till Wall Street opens, so there's going to be some volatility now. I hope that it's in my direction and not against me. It depends what the treasuries market will do, I guess. But let's see. I would like a nice spike just above this so I can go to break even and just sort of let it go. I do know some people that were long pound somewhere down here, so they were of a similar opinion to me that the US dollar is gonna take a hit today. But with gold, you never really know, do you? All right, Wall Street is open. They've done very little to the share market so far. I probably need to find somewhere where gold could be supported, maybe. There. Yeah, I think we're good. Euro barely moved on the open. Okay. USD CAD's gonna fall down. I brought that up because of the guy who's checking it earlier. I hope this trade is my restitution. Yeah, the 20, 50, 100 is my moving averages, and that's like a trend analysis thing, right? I'm pretty close to moving to break even, to be honest. I don't want to get caught off guard. I do spend a lot of my time looking at your questions and stuff. In and out for a quick scalp on US 30. How? The market didn't even move yet. And I wouldn't, my theory is if the Dow before market has moved that much, you don't touch it. That's my theory. Because they could pull it back, take profit, whatever, if it's moved so much. There is a sentiment issue here. If the stock markets are rallying so hard, why would you buy gold, right? But they're selling dollar. See, they could hard res at 35400 too, right? Oop. The Dow's up. Come on, gold. Don't fail me, please. Let's go get back to 100. Yeah, man. Does the success rate for 10K evaluation and 200K difference? No. Actually, the 200K traders generally don't last as long as the 10K ones. Mostly because I think people don't know how to calculate risk as well on a 200K account. Hey JS, nice to see you here, man. I really appreciate your Facebook group. I think it's a great group, even if some people are very mean, but I think it's great. And I'm happy to have you here. You know, I have a lot of respect for you. If you haven't already followed JS Cave's Facebook group, please do. Maybe Yavuz can post the link in here or something. Yeah, now I think I'm gonna break even this trade. Yeah, that's definitely true. I thank you, Kelvin, for that, because I was gonna do that anyway, but I was distracted by the fact that Allah is in the chat. Yeah, once you start hoping, it's... I mean, now it's a free trade, right? So I don't have any anxiety towards it. And I still think that my analysis is good. I just hope that I don't get spiked out. My cat just growled at me, but I don't know where she is. Choppy seas ahead, huh? Very, very, very choppy. Yeah, we know we need C-Trader. We're trying to do it. Am I originally a Renko trader? Not originally, no. I have traded Renko quite a bit in the past. It's good if you're trading a little bit longer term, in my opinion. I think that the short-term Renko bars are too fast. They look really good in back testing, but not very good in forward testing. Whoa, almost to the T. All right, where's the hung? Nice job, Brett. What's with adding Skrill? That's a good question. So with Skrill, it's not as simple as saying, hey Skrill, we want to use your company to accept payments. We have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of payments that would come through your services. Let's work together. It's more of a, you need to get a specific type of lawyer from a specific firm and provide us with all these legal documents. We will then analyze those legal documents as we see fit and let you know. And so we're in that process. We're waiting for them and our lawyers really to get things up and running. USD CAD looks good for buy. I'm not going to say no to that, but I wouldn't. Brett, are you having the problem of closing before your take profit even though you're right? So that your risk reward ratios get all messed up? Is that what you're experiencing? Because I get so many messages from people who have that same problem. And unless you're doing an evaluation where you have the time, you have 30 days or whatever to reach the target, my advice is to lower your size so that it doesn't matter for a while and create the habit of holding your trades. And then once you have created that habit, then slowly increase your risk. That way you don't break the rules whilst messing up. Yeah. I mean, this is great for my retirement portfolio, but it's not good for my day trading, right? Because I had actually planned, and I was talking to Yavuz about it, I was hoping that there would be a small pullback before this move happens. Gold now is not entertaining me. It looks bleh, I guess is the best way to say it. That price action is still good. It's just that it might stop me out in the meantime. Whoever had the euro trade, congratulations. Yeah. I mean, one of the big things that people are experiencing with the prop firms, right, is that they're not used to trading such big capital, so the numbers are scary, right? Like on a 200 grand account, $2,000 is 1%, which is a okay loss. Like it doesn't really hurt to lose 1%. But a lot of people are seeing that 1% and freaking out, and then it messes up the entire rest of their trading. So they start taking small profits to get rid of that 1% loss, and then they lose again, and it just sort of compounds on top of each other. I'm either about to get stopped out, or the market will finally make a break from my side. So those are the two options. It'll either go up or it'll go down. Yes, Justin, they are, but you kind of have to scalp them because the new highs and new lows can get stomped on pretty quick. The way that I trade is kind of using lower time frames, looking at a broader outlook. So, for example, if I look at this bar here and then this bar, how it's forming, I can say that the probability of this current 1 hour bar will go higher. Then I would go, okay, 5-minute chart, show me where to enter. And then we had this, it was on the 1-minute chart that I did it. It was here. So we had that and then the support and up. So that's why I took it. That's, I guess, how I think, and maybe my thinking is a little bit crazy, but that's how I thought about it. But right now, there's a possibility that it will just and be ugly. Yeah, I'd hope in the next 5 minutes we go up a bit, but by the looks of it now, I'm going to end up out. But yeah, I'm most likely going to get stopped out here. This is curving. I'm closing it. It's a profit of some sort. It's nothing special. I do want to check my Euro JPY. Still looks northbound, but in traffic. Yeah, see, I would have got stopped out already, so that's fine. I did the right thing. Not sure why they did that. The Euro JPY. I still have an hour and a half. London traders closing their positions? Maybe. I don't know. I can ask some if you like. What do you think about market trading decisions based on time candlestick versus market trading decisions based on price movement, since you have traded with Renko? It depends on the market. So if a market is moving fast, a Renko is going to be absolutely useless to you because you can't be as fast as the market. When the market is ranging, it gives you perfect tops and bottoms for the ranging market. Time-based decisions or using time-based price action would be a better description of it, because it's not just candlesticks, it's also just where the market is. They're more accurate because a lot of orders that enter the market are based on time. So if you watch closely, you will see that on an hourly bar, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the majority of the bar is formed in the last 10 minutes of the bar. I have questions about the program. For example, daily loss is 500 and I made my first trade and have profit 800, then the next trade is down 500. In this case, I break the rules right. Not if it's in the same day. And actually, I think even the next day it's not, because 5% of your original plus 800 is more than the original 500. So you probably just scrape through. The Dow is really going, huh? Perfect double top. Maybe. I still think that it'll probably go up, but I don't want to be wrong and I don't want to get hammered by it. I probably should have taken my Euro JPY because, right? But I'm a bit late now, so I'm not going to chase it, especially in currencies where it doesn't move enough. Maybe I'll have a look at Nasdaq or something. Let's have a look here. Not crypto. I don't have a Nasdaq chart already set, right? Let's take a look at the Nasdaq. See, it's definitely doesn't look like Dow right now, does it? I do like that bounce though. I'm going to buy Nasdaq just from the 50 bounce and just waiting for it a bit. My backside is clenching from the idea, but let's go. We're gonna put the stop just below here and take profit just here. I'm gonna watch it in the 1 minute. Yeah. Let's see how we go here, because I've seen the Nasdaq do this a lot, the fish hooking, and it's usually a single share from the majority shares of the Nasdaq. So like a big company gets dumped on by one of its owners or something, creates this move, and then everyone starts buying it up again. So not a bad risk reward. Actually, I might even go higher. What would happen to bonus and refund fee if I don't make profit first month? Well, you don't get it if you don't reach the profit share, right? That's the rules. If you get it, then you get paid it, right? That's how it works. I don't trade Nasdaq very often. I find it to be quite blocky in its nature. This is me looking for trades for the competition. I wouldn't do this on my own account, just to be clear on that. It does look like a pretty good pullback to be bouncing again, and then if I go back up there, I'm good, right? And the risk to reward is decent. Dow is soaring. Yeah, I know, right? Why isn't Nasdaq doing it? Come on, Nasdaq. be jealous of the Dow. Follow it. I'm just wondering whether my stop is too close. That's my question now. The Dow, yeah. What's the S&P look like? Let's take a look-see here. S&P is up. That makes me happy, I guess, because I have my retirement in some of that. Ooh, it's a nice 1 hour bar for the Dow. Is there a minimum profit first month? No, you can make $1. It's okay. Why is the slippage so bad on CFDs? Is it? Have you got like an example for me? Generally, CFDs, the liquidity is pretty much the market liquidity. So if you're trading bigger than the market, you're gonna slip. If I don't make profit on my live account first month, can I keep trading that account or I'm done with it? You can keep trading. So long as you haven't broken any rules, you keep going. That's fine. Gold on an hourly pullback. Yeah, I still think gold's going up, but you know, my trade would have lost and that's just the way it is. So I closed out with my little micro profit there. I have 2 Nasdaq charts. Why do I have 2 Nasdaq charts? Okay, we'll close one. There we go. Come on, Nasdaq. Papa needs a brand new pair of demo shoes. I think this is what I've been missing. Trading with people is more fun and helpful than trading alone. It's like a counterbalance to any wild emotions. Yes, I would argue very, very heavily that I do not trade the same when I'm trading alone as I do on stream. I am more likely to take more risky entries. That's for certain. And I also don't have certain rules that I am abiding by, like my time limit to trade. So like I try to get cleaned up by 11 a.m. Eastern. Wick Chaser, if that's the case and it's happening to you with our server, send me the screenshot, because that's not what I've seen so far. But if it is happening, please, you know, send us the screenshot so I can look at it and find out why it's happening to you. That's all I can say about that. Trading with people is fun if you know that there's no judgment. Trust me on that one. When you think that people don't really care about your results and are more supportive and happy with you, it's much better than knowing that people are waiting for you to trip and fall. Definitely want some demo shoes from this trade, but it doesn't even get me back to 100K. Move my take profit to the heavens. I think this is the point where we ask Elon Musk to say buy Tesla shares, right? Is that... Oh, Palladium's down. Must be Tesla that fell then. That's the reason the Nasdaq is lagging. You're talking generally. Yeah, so 50% discount code? That's a laugh, man. That's a joke, right? That's a joke. How did I not fired for doing that? CFDs, wick chaser CFDs have very little liquidity because they match market liquidity. So market liquidity, like you can't trade 500 contracts of Dow per click. You just can't do it in the market. Some CFD providers will do it because, let's say, a dark pool or a hedge fund wants to boost their short position, so they're taking on your flow as a B-book, which is fine as well, but that would mean that you're not getting slippage. But if someone is executing on futures or the share market itself, you're going to get slipped. That's just the nature of the beast. Oh, that's right. Tesla's in the S&P. Thank you, Justin, for pointing that out. I'm an idiot. Although, but Palladium's down. And wasn't the rule Palladium down, Tesla down, and the S&P is up, right? But if Tesla falls, the S&P always coughs. I might consider one of these days in the next week, and I mean today's Wednesday, right? So in the next 2 days in a week, I might consider one day dropping a code for you guys. Can't say how much, but maybe on Friday when Mertuza and I are on the stream, maybe we'll drop a code. That might be bad for our Aussie buddies, but we'll see. We might do that. We have been giving some codes sometimes to customers lately, so there's always a possibility. I don't like the way that Nasdaq moves. So who wants to explain to me why the Dow did that and the Nasdaq did that? I need to get to break even. I'm going to be told off by the boss. Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? So the worst that can happen if I end up, in the bottom group of traders in MFF versus trader, is that my ego gets burned, which is pretty bad for me, to be honest, but it doesn't hurt the company. The upside to that is that a customer gets a prize, which is always good. If I win, which I don't think is going to happen after this start, if I were to win, you always know that someone's going to cry foul. That's why I'm streaming, right? The Dow and Nasdaq fighting. Yeah, I just hope that the Nasdaq wins for the next hour and then it can go back to losing. I don't care. Okay, Dihang, have a good call or with your community. Are they all MFF members yet? If not, in that call you should probably be telling them to sign up and be members. Just saying. See, my hope for this trade is not actually hopium for the trade being right. My hope for this trade is hopium for that'll be relief for my account. I need to change this. I'm starting to worry. Oh. Investors give more money in classic companies, I'd say. Don't know about that. I think that there's a lot of earnings activity going on, and if the economy is going to open up a bit more, it'll probably hurt tech more than anyone else. I would if you can drop 50% discount in the community. If it's your community, you need to get in touch with us and I'll see if I can do something, but not 50%. Have you considered trading German 30? I would prefer to trade it during German market, and I prefer not to be awake for German market, at least not awake and working for German market. I would probably be at the gym at that time. But let's have a look here. German 30. I see a lot of people grid this pair. I mean, there's a reversal pattern right there. It came back down, retested, flew up. Okay, it's come back down now, retested, probably retest the top. Yeah, I mean, it looks decent to me. Certainly doesn't look like a Dow, right? It looks better than the Australian market, though. How people trade that, I don't know. I'm starting to be gravely concerned for my Nasdaq trade. Crude. I don't trade crude, no. I have seen by far the best crude traders of my life when I had my own brokerage, who were trading crude in a, I guess, crude, sorry about the pun way, where they would mark the spread up 6-ish ticks. They would take the rebate of the spread, plus they were profitable, and they were trading huge volumes and making huge amounts of money with a giant spread. And then on top of that, they were getting the rebate, but I wasn't complaining because I was making money too, right? So after seeing them trade it and the way they trade it, I figure it's not for me. But I know that it has big moves, and if you're on the right side of the move, it's very nice, but you don't really know when it's going to break out. The rest of the time it sort of sits in a range. That's my experience with it. Yes, that is a possibility, Himbo. That's what I'm starting to wet my pants about. But I would hope I can get me a nice spike and then break even and then let it do its thing. The 1 hour bar should I think it's going up, it's just messing around. It's just messing around, and gotta have some action on the stream. I can't just sit here talking all day. As much as I'd like to talk, but I'm gonna have a look at crude just for the sake of it. Spot CFDs, crude is US, right? Yep. Just had to double check because sometimes I get confused. See, crude is nice because it has these types of movements, like you see them everywhere. So it comes down, pulls back, goes down, pulls back. So you can take each one on the trend side, right? Don't know what that gap is. Could be an error in the chart. On the lower time frames, much less interesting. It's kind of squiggly. Yeah, but the hourly looks pretty good. It respects the order flow. So I'd say that crude seems to be like every week people are trading it. So I guess the fuel providers or whatever, they're making their orders every week or something. That's what it kind of looks like anyway. Yeah, see, like these days here, it doesn't look nice, right? These ones. But these ones where it just keeps going the same direction, lovely. Absolutely lovely. What do I mean by people grid German 30? I mean that they only buy, so they'll wait for a longer term spike down, so like a move down like that, and they just keep buying it, and they start taking some profits all the way up, and then if it pulls back again, they start buying it and they grid it. They don't use huge lots, they just hold the lots for a long time. It's like dollar cost averaging kinda, but not really. NAS is range bound, in a range bound. Could be. I'd like it to be in the top of the range here. That would be nice. It's moving very slowly for share market hours. That's all I can say. I would be kind of worried about this pattern here. Unless we can get up above this support resistance line. We'll see. The risk to reward here is pretty good, so I have faith in our American brothers to bring the market up. I say that and then they poop on me. Not a bad strategy for share market, is it? True. Especially if you're trading small lots on a big account. Absolutely perfectly fine. I think one of the bigger accelerated accounts that has scaled the most is doing exactly that. German 30, buying the dips, and then gridding it way up. My coffee is cold, but that's okay. Yep. My greatest fear may just be realized. Is the Dow falling too? No. Okay. Okay, buddies. You guys need to work out what you're gonna do in the United States. S&P looks pretty healthy for going up. So what about you, Mr. Nasdaq? I wouldn't if I were you. What do you mean? What wouldn't you do, Justin? Sorry, there might be a lag in the chat, so I don't know what you're talking about. Hi. I'm gonna say Hamse, but I don't know if that's the right, so I apologize for not saying your name correctly. You met max drawdown with MFF 20k account size. is max drawdown on accelerated or max drawdown on an evaluation? It's very easy to, no, I'm not going to say very easy because you didn't hit the daily, right? You hit the overall. You probably need to consider a new strategy if you're hitting max drawdown, not daily. If you're hitting daily, then it's your risk. Oh, right. True, Justin, true. RIP, yeah. Wall Street. I'm still confused as to why the Nasdaq is so weak today. I kind of want to Google it, so I'm going to get my phone and find out. Let's see. See if someone has a news article from today. Nasdaq, consider these programs. No. The Nasdaq is struggling, supposedly, according to news, because of COVID fears, specifically in Southeast Asia. That is what the news is saying. But you would think that COVID fears are a whole market phenomenon, not a single market phenomenon. Who can I bribe to give me a funded account of 200K? You can't combine accelerated accounts because it makes the scaling very, 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 very complicated and would be prone to problems. And I'm going to lose again. Okay. Oh dear. That was probably my first ever Nasdaq trade too. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's something else I can do for today. My phone might be in the bathroom. Could be. It's not, because it's right next to me, but I only make that mistake once, I think. Gold still looks bullish, but I'm not at a level to buy it. Dow is Dow. Oh. That's sad. That's very sad. Yeah, Woods is gonna be mad at me now. Don't want oil charts open again. I have to check the spec on German 30. Let's have a look. Digits 2, contract size is 1. Currency is in euro. Okay. So here's a question, right? US 30. Are we gonna double top here? EU looks like it hit resistance. Yeah, that's actually very confusing to me, right? Because the news today would have suggested that interest rates are pretty likely to stay still for a long time. So you'd say, okay, I'm going to sell dollars. But the fact that it hasn't run There's something else in the market, I'd say. Some other sentiment that we're missing. Some other sentiment. It's probably something to do with COVID, because I did check COVID numbers this morning, just, for a heads up, and then I got confused with the inflation data. But COVID numbers, especially in places like Indonesia, Australia, a lot of Europe, they're still really bad. Should have opened a sell position for Nasdaq. Yeah. In hindsight, yeah, I should have. But at the time, I should have probably just took my profit, to be honest, when it wasn't performing. But yeah, in hindsight, I should have shorted it, but I didn't. And that's just the way it is. Live to fight another day. The truth is I'm 1 or 2 good trades away from being break even anyway, so I'm not really worried about that part. Dow short, is that catching a falling knife? Cuomo? I don't think Cuomo bothers the market. I'd be surprised if it did. I would be very surprised. The gold is gonna... No. Nope, not chasing that. I know it's gonna go up, but I'm not chasing it. And I'm lucky that I didn't chase the Euro JPY either, because actually it might be a good one now. There's just so much traffic in this pair. Euro USD, that looks alright still for long. Pounds in traffic. The question really is should I chase my Nasdaq trade? You missed Trump tweets, yeah. Nothing like coin flip volatility. I am... It's so hard for me right now. I'm trying to play by certain rules. If the rates don't change, it makes it easier for US 30 and S&P 500 companies to borrow more money at low rates. The rate not changing is good for those companies. Yes, I would agree with that, but I think that that's a market-wide phenomenon, not just the companies on that, on those markets. So let's say Nasdaq either, no, but I'll wait for it. I'll wait on Nasdaq. I will wait, and it's going to be a delayed entry. I'm going to wait for this same cross to happen somewhere down here, or down here, or wherever, right? Wherever this same cross of moving averages happens, I'm going to buy Nasdaq. And in hindsight, because of this cross, I shouldn't have bought it before. Look after the Nasdaq after a few hours. I don't have a few hours, unfortunately. Does MFF have USD ruble pair? I don't think so. We have Indian rupees. We have a lot of Turkish lira pairs because one of our providers is the banks in Turkey. Polish knockoff. No, we don't have ruble. One of the reasons we don't have ruble, I believe, because the reason I had to check is because the sanctions have changed recently, but you can't settle the trades. It's too hard to trade. If I offered ruble, I wouldn't be able to execute it properly. But I know that the sanctions have changed and it could be a little bit easier now, but I have to check. But Turkish lira, I have all the Turkish lira pairs. I have gold Turkish lira, I think, right? Yep, there it is. Gold Turkish lira. It looks much more appetizing than gold dollar. But I don't know the spread. Oh, that's a big spread. It's a very big spread. And I don't know also the decimals for some reason. We added it because it was at the request of the liquidity provider, so I don't really pay too much attention to it. Contract size 1,000. Okay. Oh, that swap is terrible. No, thank you. No. Might be a Nasdaq bounce at 1503. Could be. The reason you're in loss is that you haven't posted a picture of your Lambo. Right. One day I'm gonna paint the word Lambo on the side of my Volvo and become an Instagram star. I might even put like the butterfly doors on it. I see a lot of Teslas around here in the States that have those doors. You open up from the side. Especially when I go snowboarding, a lot of people come from California with it. I just find it so obnoxious. I have a Volvo because I had a car accident in November. I had a Mercedes 450e. And when we got hit by someone, they came from behind. They totaled the car, and then insurance was only willing to pay quite a lot less than the value of the car. So I went, screw it, I'm just gonna get a nice, safe Volvo. And actually, I like the Volvo because you feel safe in it. It has all the features and everything, and parts are not so expensive. Pull up the SP 500 USD index charts next to each other. Nice little inverse correlation. Yeah. I mean, I don't really need to look at the charts to know that. No, I have an XC40 inscription. XC90 is way too big for me. It's just me and my cat. So it might drop a bit more, maybe. I don't know. I told you my plan. My plan is on the cross. So I'm going to wait for the cross. I'm going to take it. And then, that'll be my last trade for the day. And we'll hold it out until it happens. We'll hold it out till it happens. The best thing about the Volvo is the touchscreen on the thing. I love it. It's kind of basic, but it's much better than having to move little buttons around and stuff. So for a cross to occur, the market will have to come up here, which is kind of where resistance is going to be. How's the reliability so far? Yeah, super reliable. The only thing I've had happen with the Volvo, so I'm a cyclist. Like on the weekends, I cycle with road bikes, and we had roof racks on, and the door to our building closed on top of us as we were coming in, and basically crushed my roof racks, but that's it. Which, by the way, is my worst nightmare. So let's see, if I took this cross, let's say I sold it in the worst case scenario. Yeah, okay, there's nothing impressive about it. I am going to take this cross, I'm going to go for heaven somewhere up here. But I'm going to keep the same lot size. I have a cat, Bombay, and she had liver and pancreas failure 2 weeks ago. But now she's all better and she won't shut up. She growls at me a lot. She wants attention. Let's take a look at what the market's doing. The Dow is looking a little bit toppy. Just a little bit toppy. I wouldn't sell it because of facts, but it looks toppy. Gold also is looking a bit toppy, but it's in a wedge, right? So it could go either way. GBP JPY still looks like a dog's breakfast. So forget it. GBP after yesterday, I don't particularly want to touch it, but it would have been a good buy there because it's the support, but it's like 10 pip trade, right? Not interesting. Euro is also a good buy, but again, 10 pip trade. USD CHF actually looks like a better option of all of them. You have to just check that. Okay, so USD CHF actually looks better because a lot of liquidity has come into selling it. And it was at a nice daily resistance, but I would expect that the down move is only half of the recent up before it comes back up here somewhere at some point long term, which would coincide with this, right? So this move here, you'd probably look around the 38.2 to buy again, and then like probably even low, maybe a bit lower, maybe closer to the 50, because then you've got a nice pullback and then continuance on it. Yeah, that would be my perspective at the moment on the market. USD CAD, whoever said buy, good for you. You were right. I was wrong. But for me, it was a choice of no trade or sell, and no trade was the option. Because even this formation, like this price action through here, that is not bullish at all, right? Obviously I'm on the hour chart, so 5-minute chart might be different. No. 15, no. I still see no reason to buy it. You're kind of catching the falling knife, even though you would have made money this time. It was a risk trade. S&P is now looking bullish again, so is the Dow. German 30 doesn't though. And then I have gold TRY. I don't know why I've done. Get rid of that. Euro JPY. Still, I have my little box there, and I think that that's where it'll end up. Slowly and painfully, that's where it'll go. That would be my presumption. Somewhere here in this little area. found more value in what I say than any quotes you've bought. You know, I haven't really taught anyone to trade, at least not right now. I did teach a few people one-on-one, and they are funded now, but it was kind of like a beta test for an academy. But the liability it's a bit much. GBP CAD, that's probably a good question because that's a cross pair. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at GBP CAD. There it is. That looks quite bullish. That would be my pick, right? That looks quite, maybe not. If we go for the most recent high to the most recent low, oops, let's zoom in. My eyesight is getting terrible. Yeah, I mean, if you were to short it, it would be at the bottom of this mess here where all the wicks are, where it was a support, now it become a resistance. But my eyes tell me that it's gonna go up here slowly. Short term, yeah, potentially a sell now, maybe, but again, you're against momentum. I took a short on EJ. Well, that wasn't my fault. That's all I'm gonna say. Wasn't me. It was not my advice that you took a short on EJ. So whether you win or lose, no credit to me. We're approaching 10:30. Okay. Inner workings of it, debunking myths and such. I've learned a lot. Oh, cool. I'm glad I could debunk it, but I just want to highlight that because what I said yesterday was maybe misconstrued by some people. I don't say that a strategy doesn't work. What I say is that the marketing behind it may not be true. So if someone is teaching you something and it's functioning in the market, that's great. But sometimes the backstories are bullshit, right? It's like I made it from $1,000 to 10 million, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. That's garbage. No one did that. If you made 10 million bucks from 1,000, you're not teaching people. That, I just sounded very preachy, so I apologize for that. But someone who makes money like that, they're more likely making the money from teaching you than from the trading. And also, there are very, very few institutional guys who are teaching trading. I think I can think of like 2. And one of them, who's very famous, what he teaches is absolute trash. So here I am judging someone, but anyway. He does long-term teaching. And the reason why it's easier to teach long-term trading is because it takes people longer to lose. Still waiting on that Nasdaq trade. Yeah, man, some of the losses that I had in very early on, that was hectic. That's real hectic. When I think about losing that money now, when you're in your early 20s, it's okay to lose money. when you're my age and you're starting to think about retirement and your future, the thought of how much money I lost hurts. It certainly hurts, especially knowing what I know now and didn't know back then. One of the best pieces of advice that I can give to people who can pass evaluations is when you go live, scale your risk all the way back so that it is impossible for you to hit your daily and impossible for you to hit your overall. Focus on getting more capital from whether it's from us or other places. Increase that capital so that when you're scaled back and have very little risk, the amount that you can earn is an acceptable amount, right? So if you're looking to get 10 grand a month out of a 100K account, you're probably taking too much risk. But if you have 600K with us and 600K with FTMO, that's 1.2 million. You can trade normally, make your 10 grand and chill, right? You don't need to be risking everything all the time. And take your time with it. Like, really take your time with it, because even if you compare like phase 2 accounts with the live accounts, like so someone passes phase 2 and they go live, you can tell that the live account affects them psychologically because they don't trade the same. They don't trade the same size, they don't trade the same style, they have way more trades, or so maybe the scaling back is a good thing for everyone, you know, once you go live. Merrimail, I didn't say a thing, I promise. Yep, that would be a good plan. I really assume that the HSSN in your name is Hassan, and I'm sorry if it's not, but it's easier for me to say Hassan than what your username is, so I'll call you Hassan from now on. So we're going to be watching paint dry again, it looks like. The Dow could go up, but to what extent from here? Don't know. S&P looks better than Dow. That was some ugly price action there. Okay. Who's taking a gamble in these pairs at the moment? Hussein. Okay. Nice to meet you. But yeah. Sometimes I did a lot of work in Turkey, so I think they call them Hassan, and the Middle Eastern guys, it's Hussein, or the opposite. Maybe you're Turkish. Still waiting on my Nasdaq cross, because I am going to get this trade at some point. I know it's coming. My phone keeps buzzing. Let's see here. Are you guys funded it either with us or with others, or you're trying to do it, or where are you in your journey right now? I think my stream might be really delayed. Yeah. I understood the wink, and I'm surprised that anyone actually knew what I was talking about. In the middle of 3 MFF funded phase 1. Okay, cool. Hopefully see you in live. I don't particularly check the demo account server very much. My job's mostly the live one, so I do enjoy seeing familiar names when they pop up. All right. What would be like a reasonable but ideal new program that you could think of for prop trading, right? Because we have the traditional models, right? We have our accelerated model, which is like the Fivers model kinda, and we have the evaluation model, which everyone has. We have the rapid model, which there's like 3 companies with one like that. So let's say that none of these models tick all the boxes and take price out of the question. What would be the best model that someone could offer, right? Like I really like that feedback. If someone can say, look, you know, evaluation's acceptable, but I'd really prefer if you did this and this. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I like to change things. Oh man. Only on the cross. Low spread account without commission. You see, that topic could get me in trouble, Kelvin, for numerous reasons. Because I have strong opinions of what is actually possible in the real market and what isn't. So yeah, I understand what you're saying and don't know if that's a possibility. I am working on the spread right now though. We passed another volume threshold, so we're actually in the market now for slightly tighter spreads. They're not so bad right now, but a little bit tighter. Accelerator is also the only thing I would change is allowing EAs. Yeah. The problem with accelerated and EAs is that if you're offering direct funding and someone has the intention of cheating you, then the only thing you can do is not pay them. And then if you don't pay them, that opens you up to the PR nightmare that comes with it. There are some people who have sent me like full analysis of the EAs and statements and stuff like that, where I have allowed it on accelerated. So if you do have an EA that wouldn't be considered high risk and you have a track record with it, I can do something for you, but it's rare. Why not 10% over 2 months with lower leverage? We offer an extension already, so that kind of can go up to 2 months if someone needs 2 months, providing they're being risk averse and trading well. So that's fine. Concern is like arbitrage. Yes, arbitrage, tick scalping. we've already had a large group come in and try and arb us. Fortunately, we filter quite well. So with the filtering, they don't really get away with it, but some people can. Like, it depends how advanced they are. Can we use risk management? Yeah, yes, you can. I'm the opposite. I'd like tighter spreads and maybe a slight bump in comms. Well, we're trying to keep comms as they are and lower the spread. Best advice to flourish in the live accounts based on all the data that you're looking from the back end. Lower your risk as much as you can and keep calm, don't overtrade. Overtrading is the big killer, but yeah, keep calm, don't overtrade. Take your losses on the chin and, survive the next day. If you can survive the next day, you'll be fine. Pramil Karal, welcome. If the trade can be open on weekends, that would help swing traders. On evaluation, you can hold trades on the weekends. I would say that if you scale a few times on accelerated and then you come and request weekend trading, we would consider it depending on your order flow. So the problem with weekend trading is that we have to hold weekend margin, right? And weekend margin is much bigger. So accelerated increased our live equity. So there's more accounts, more trades on live. So rather than us sticking $100 million at a liquidity provider so that we can cover $10 million of trades, it's much better for us to just say you can't trade on the weekend. Because then every week we'd have to pull money out and put money in and pull money out and put money in. Because if we didn't do that, then we wouldn't be able to pay people either, because we'd have to put a large amount of company equity in. But that being said, if someone is trading low risk and making money and consistent, we would look at it if it was requested. On evaluation, you can open on the weekend. Yeah, accelerated you can't. But sometimes, how do you know if someone is using like an trading EA or risk management EA though? Risk management EAs are very easy to see because they leave bracketed comments in the trading statement, and it says it's an expert, right? Trading EAs usually stamp a reason for entry, not a risk management comment. If I think of some new program for suggestion later, can I DM on Discord? Sure. Just add me to friends. I think overtrading is a matter of you being in a loss or not. I would say statistically, whether you're in loss or not hasn't changed anything. I feel like the guys who make a lot of money the first day, they're more likely to overtrade because they think that the next day they'll make the same money. My email is josh@myforexfunds.com. Please don't spam me with support requests though. A demo trading challenge could be great for people who are not sure which model best suits them or are still getting to grips with their system. Absolutely, Rich. You're right. It's in the plans. Once we automate properly and successfully and it's tested and it works, we will be doing many demo things. And we may actually include a demo long-term evaluation for our services. We're still figuring that out, whether it would be viable from a P&L perspective, but it is something that we definitely want to try and do. But it would be like a 3 to 6 month thing, right? You should filter also the Discord group. Every day I read their stupid questions. What is easy to read in FAQ? Yeah, I mean, you can't really stop people from talking, right? The good thing is we have you guys, right? The community sort of helps us a bit by answering the questions and not leaving it for us to do every time, which is great. But if you think the Discord is bad, you should see the live chat on the website. The live chat on the website sometimes is just, it makes you question life. Where can we see whether it's by risk management? You can't, I can, because I can see it in the admin side. If you're looking to buy an EA or something, I'm not quite sure why you want to see that. Kind of sounds like a hacker question. Joking. I feel bad now because of that Nasdaq trade. I do want to get the next one, but if you have open positions with stop loss during news on live, will you 100% experience slippage? How tight is your stop loss? The problem with news is not so much slippage, it's more spread. So that's mostly the problem. The spread widens, so a stop will get hit more likely. But slippage on news is more on an opening of an order at market. It depends. It also depends on the news, right? If it's NFP, you're gonna get slippage 100% of the time. There's no question. But if it's just a casual, employment data or something, like the weekly employment figures, you shouldn't get much slippage at all. You mean weekend open on accelerated? Yeah, Pramil, I kind of addressed that in that it would increase our margin requirement at liquidity, and we don't want to be hurling around millions and millions of dollars every week. But we are looking to address it. The other thing is, statistically, we have like 10 people who make money holding over weekends. That's just statistics. So it could be more beneficial to people if they have to close, right? And we've only lightly policed it, and a lot of people have come to us and said, oh my God, I forgot to close my trade, and we sort of give them a second chance and stuff. We don't really hold it too tightly, but I would recommend that if you have accelerated, don't hold on the weekend. What's the biggest accelerated account right now? I think it's 190 grand. I believe so, and that's a 5 or 6 times scale up. And the person trades gold only, I think. You should do such trade streams once in a while. So the hope is that it's not just me, right? So we have Connor, he trades. We have Yavuz who trades. Angel trades. I think Scott trades. So we'll pass it around. The problem is technology, right? So streaming requires quite a lot of hardware. I spent quite a lot of money on this computer in order to stream for you guys. They might do just videos, but we're trying to work it out now. This is kind of like a beta test, really. Where do you see prop firm industry in 1 year time? I think that it will consolidate. There will be a few companies remaining because as the competition grows, the incoming accounts slows down, and the problem is that some business models won't survive that, and some companies don't have the experience in personnel to manage the change, to get away from that. So I think a few will remain and they'll be healthy and happy. But I think that some will disappear. Do you have statistics on why most people fail challenges on MFF? No stop loss, huge trades. 99% of the time. Why does acceleration not allow EAs? To prevent cheaters. And I don't have time to evaluate, like, I would have to go through like 100 EAs a day, go through the code and everything to make sure that people aren't cheating in order to allow it, and I don't have the time. Hi Tharindu, nice to see you here. Yeah, you didn't miss anything really. You missed my failure, but it wasn't a bad one. Good to see you though. I still haven't had my breakfast, and I still am not getting a Nasdaq trade. Sometimes it's really hard to hold back from YOLOing when you're in this condition. Will we bounce on the 1524? 15024, which was the open before news of that bar. We don't check EAs for evaluation, no, because in phase 1, when they request for phase 2, we'll know what they're doing for trading. One question about payout. I must take my profits every month, or I can leave and make bigger. You don't have to take any profits. It's always better to take some anyway, because then you're paid, right? That's the most important part. But it's up to you when you want to withdraw, really. Like, you have to reach the month period, right? You have to reach the threshold, but once you reach the threshold, you get paid when you request it. I mean, the best thing about prop is that you can get paid regularly. Yeah, and like my stop loss on gold was like down here somewhere, so if I had held my gold trade, I'd still be in it. But trade session streaming is fun because it's interactive. Yeah, I like talking to you guys. So far, no one's come and said mean shit to me yet, so I like that. The problem is I have a job, right? And I would say that doing this does give me some level of anxiety about catching up with my work. How long does the live account setup take after passing usually? If you've submitted your documents, 48 hours, the maximum. Usually it's faster now. What I'm hoping to do is set up like a cocktail hour. Sorry, my phone's ringing. I'll be back in a second. Sorry, I'm back. Where was I? I completely forgot my train of thought, oh well. People can say whatever they want, Gionhard. I don't have an opinion on that type of thing. I think you probably have seen me in Discord when someone's running their mouth. I just say they have the right to an opinion and just leave it. There's no reason for us to fight people criticizing us. It's silly. When you're paying out close to $1 million every month, why bother? The rest of the people will just prove our legitimacy themselves. Yeah, my Nasdaq might not show up. High flow. I think we've spoken a few times in Discord. I think you're the one who puts the poop emojis on all my announcements, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, Vanja, we've thought about it and still thinking about it, but we would prefer up-to-date trading, not past trading results. Cocktail hour, right. So one of my ideas that I'm thinking about floating with Murtuza is that we do a cocktail hour when the market closes on Friday, where we just come and have a chat with you guys, and we can you guys can submit questions beforehand, and then we just chill out together. The problem would be timing, because a lot of Asia, for example, would be asleep at the time. You're not the one with the poop emojis? What's the overall win rate for people doing challenges? It depends on the month and the market. If the market is ranging, it's much higher. If the market is trending, it's much lower. But we would range, I think the worst month would have been like 2%, and the best month would have been like 18%. Oh, gold, you break my heart. It's still very clunky though, yeah. I am just shocked at the Nasdaq. On Sunday night, man, the market is open, at least for me. Market opens 5 p.m. my time. I am absolutely shocked. This devilish Nasdaq not giving me anything today. It's at another support level. In here is one. I'm gonna draw a box, and I'm gonna check on my other box. Let's see where Euro JPY is. Oh, still not doing anything. I like gold. I'm still long. I wish I was still long. I wish I was. I really do, but I'm not. I actually kind of like Dow short, but yeah. Oh, 1 second, maintenance is here. Sorry, the apartment above ours is leaking, and the maintenance had to come and check. You can give it a TR above 1748. Nobody trades on Sunday night, man. Like 3,000 trades get opened almost the minute that the market opens. It's almost instantaneous. When the market opens, the trades open. Yeah. I mean, I probably should have bought again on gold off the 50, but I was a chicken and I was talking again. I miss a lot of the trades. I have both eval and accelerated accounts. I use trade copy on both accounts. I trade using grid EA strategy manually and send it to receiver. Yes, we allowed copiers on accelerated. Tell us about my morning routine. My morning routine is I wake up at 4:30. I regret waking up at 4:30. I stumble into the bathroom to brush my teeth, and I go to the gym. And at about 5, I arrive at the gym, and I'm finished at the gym by 7. Quickly eat. I remove all the accounts from the live server that have violated, so they can't trade anymore. And then recently I've been here on stream, but after that it's like meetings all the time. Liquidity providers, technology people, fixing problems, dashboard, whatever. It's like non-stop. The benefit of the weekend is that I wake up a little bit later. That's about it. Yes, Flo, really. When the market opens on live, and this is both accelerated and eval, we go from about 400 open trades, which will be the eval, and we end up with about 2,500 before 7 p.m. Eastern. What computer do I have? I have multiple, but this is an Alienware or something that's streaming this. Weightlifting is meditation for me. I'm a very active mind, and I know that meditation would help me, but I just can't do it. How many lose on Sunday night? Probably about 40 each week. 40 lose their account, every week. My cat was on a scratching post. That was that sound. Okay, I think that waiting for this Nasdaq trade is not going to happen. I do think that Dow's tempting to fall. Maybe a buy on the 50 of Dow, which at the moment is 384. I'm hopeful. I don't think a sell is worth the risk, even though I'm fairly convinced it's going to fall down. The longer term price action says it might not fall down, so I would be really curious as to why the market fell down and why someone is making so much noise outside that you can probably hear it. Is it profitable to own a prop firm? I don't own one, so you'd have to ask Martuza that question. Only scalping? Me, I guess if you call it scalping, that's what I do. I'd suspect, Kelvin, that some firms probably won't make much money, but some will. And okay, I want to buy Nasdaq, but good but. Even that 4 hour looks really bearish. Yeah, I've been waiting for long on Nasdaq, but it looks way too heavy now. And I mean, even Dow now looks heavy. I don't know. I don't trade Nasdaq, right? This is like my Nasdaq trade today was the very first one. The very first trade ever on Nasdaq was today. Kind of mixing it up for the stream, right? Because otherwise I would probably just order chase on Dow every day and that's it. And Nasdaq just looks so heavy. I mean, the risk reward might be pretty good. All right. High risk trade, guys. High risk trade. Here maybe. Actually, I might extend that. That's where I'll break even. Let's see if they rally it up or they kill me. They might do both. I feel like the sell is somewhere up here for Nasdaq. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, I take it on the chin. You know, sometimes you got to take a black eye in trading, and I'm running out of time. I'm going through what you guys go through when you're on like your 25th day or whatever, and you haven't rated. It's an hour open trade. Yeah. You know how support works, so sometimes it'll bounce up and then kill me, and sometimes it won't. And right now I would be happy with break even for the day, which is, let's check what today's PL is. $295 I would be happy with for the day, and then come back tomorrow and hopefully the Dow gives us a nice juicy trade. Order chasing. Order chasing is when you see big orders jump in the market and you chase them. What's your position in MFF? I am the head of trading risk and liquidity. Does that make me a good trader? No, it doesn't. What it does is it means that I know how to manage order book risk and use data analysis. I know how to trade generally, but I'm kind of confined in a box here with this challenge because I have a few hours a day to do it, and I promised that I would only do it when on stream. I do have a screenshot from yesterday's trade that I took on my other account out of the stream, which was nice, but Do I have a mentor? Not really. Not mentor in the sense that you know what like the type of mentor that you might know. My mentors are more from business, brokerages and stuff. Oh, I was too early. You're right. And I don't want to commit the cardinal sin of moving my stop loss a little bit, but full-time job for MFF. Yes, I am one of the decision makers at MFF. I thought you knew that, Flo. I see you in the Discord all the time. And I know it's you because your name, I think, is Lithuanian or something, right? And I see you there all the time. So you gotta know who I am, right? I'm gonna get stopped out. That's what happens when you chase the market. Nope. Smaller loss than I would have had otherwise. And now my heart is broken. Even the S&P fell. Only the Dow reigns supreme. It's very confusing though, because this has to be a COVID sell-off. This absolutely has to be COVID related sell-off. If we go back up here, then maybe I will buy again, but 3 black crows. Yeah. That, my friend, is correct. And a rejection of both the 50 and the 100 EMA. And a lower high. But in a very mild downtrend. It's quite mild. The thing is, these bars are so I don't know, I have to research more on the Nasdaq, how it works. Dow is pretty simple, right? Dow is like order flow goes left, order flow goes right, you take it, you're done. Like you could sell Dow now, which I would if it wasn't up so strongly. And you'd be with order flow, you probably get a few points out of it, but not much because of the strength of that trend. But like, I'm trying to justify myself here. It's a pointless exercise. So now with that intact, I don't think I'm going to end up with any more trades for the day. Euro JPY still has done nothing. Pound JPY has still done nothing. Cable kind of went up, but didn't do much. Even the euro went down. What is this? Indecision bar falling. I don't know. This is what happens when D Hang's not here. Because when D Hang's here, I know if I'm right or wrong before it's happening, because he's already shouting at me. I still think the Nasdaq long is going to happen. Don't chase it. I'm having an allergy now. Jeez. Wait for a 1 hour close bar. Maybe. What about a 15-minute pin bar? What are we at? 1820. Okay. So let's say 1503, 1507 breaks formation. I believe my analysis is somewhat right. I just don't understand Nasdaq. Like the stops maybe need to be wider. I don't know. And actually Nasdaq, most people who trade Nasdaq that I've seen in our database, they're fading it, if that makes sense. So you find they, like at a support level, they open buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here, and then when it pulls back, they'll close it out. Obviously, if the market continues to trend, you get run over by a freight train, but that is kind of the bottom of the channel. Obviously my drawing is not very good, but how to join the competition. In 2 weeks time, we'll put a call out for the next people. Is that why there's a higher failure rate during trending markets? The higher failure rate during trending markets is because no stop loss. There's no other reason for that. Like, even in my current trading position right now, where I've lost most of the time since I've been streaming, I'm surviving, right? Yeah, you're right, Justin, but I'm in this predicament. This isn't an excuse, I'm just explaining that I have this small gap of time that I can trade with for this competition, and I'm kind of stuck. Yes, it's for 2 weeks, Kamal. We might actually start the sign-ups for the next one next week, so that in 2 weeks' time, when we announce the winner of this one, we can add the next one, right? I still think my cross is good, and I'm way over my streaming time right now. So thanks for sticking around, people. I know that it can get a bit monotonous. And follow and subscribe to the channel. Is the Dow gonna break up more as well? That might be a better trade. Because on Dow, I know how it operates. Yeah, but Nasdaq. But Nasdaq. half hour is... Yeah. The Dow looks good. It's on our blog, Henkei. The blog isn't entirely up to date because we changed a few things, but it has sort of a basic overview. Alright, I'm buying Dow. This is gonna be my last trade of the day for sure. I'm gonna start with that wide stop. That's not right. And that needs to go down a little bit more here. And then I'm going to go a little higher than that. I'm going to move my stop as the market moves. Yeah, the price action on the hourly of Dow to me is bullish continuance. So the next 2 bars should get me to my take profit. And if they don't, they don't. And, you know, I'll cry into my pillow tonight about the fact that I'm failing. But I know how wide I have to be on the Dow if I'm taking trades. So I think I'm wide enough. No, I'm not. Now I'm wide enough. And then I'll narrow as time passes. This one is 100K. We're going to adjust it each fortnight. The next one, I believe, is going to be 10K. Because we had such a big complaint from people that the 100K was out of their price range. So I think the next one will be 10K or somewhere down there. Then the one after will be 200K, and I think the 200K one will be when either Yavuz or Connor is trading. The next one is either of those two as well. It's not going to be me because I just don't have the time. I think that I'm rushing myself a bit too much. What's the hour? Okay, we're here. Yep, all right. If I'm wrong on this one, then that's a paddling. I'll probably be wrong on every trade and then go back to not streaming again and making money. The traders win, do they keep the account? Yes, they still have to pass it, right? But they get their money back that they paid for it. And if it's a live, because we have a few live accounts that are in it too, and they'll get a free 100K evaluation, which is the same monetary value as getting your money back for it. So the idea is, you know, make it free essentially. We were going to do the skip phase 2 thing, but the number of people who opted in is very small, and I think all but one that opted in have already lost their account. So the only reason I'm not lost is because people lose their account already. At least that's my feeling about it anyway. It's all about the long game. If you've ever heard of Stephen Bradbury, that's exactly my approach to this, is last man standing. Okay, Dow. I hate you too. It's probably gonna be my death for the day. And then we'll wake up tomorrow and do it again. So long as I don't break the rules, there's always a chance of redemption. Yeah, man. We try to vary it up because we know that we have different types of people with us, and we don't expect everyone to have the money for a 100K account. That's like, we know that's unreasonable. So we just take it in turns. The reason we started with 100K is because it is one of our most popular accounts. So we do have a lot of 100K accounts. And 10K is obviously the other most popular account. So those will be the first two, and then from there we'll go from there. Maybe we'll implement just traders versus traders in the long run. Yeah, I bought high. That's normal. I tend to have a wide stop most of the time to start with. CFM break all the EQLs. I don't even know what that means. Maybe. I think that there's two factors here. One is I'm just not taking the right trades, and there's no excuse for that. Two is there is an element to streaming that is psychological, because I'm talking to you guys, and I'm actually more interested in talking to you guys than what's going on my trading charts. Like yesterday I missed the Dow trade, would have been a good one, missed it because I was talking to you guys. Today, don't think I have any instance of that happening, but I'm kind of forcing trades a little bit because of the stream, and I'm also overplaying the risk management element a little bit too. So but ultimately it comes down to taking bad trades. So that's my fault. Good place to buy now. Should I all in, 500 lots? I actually don't think I'm not allowed to do that. Max is 50 anyway for me. If we get back up here, I'll be quite happy. I still have $658 to make up to be break even for the day. So anything is possible. Kind of should have taken my Nasdaq trade again, but didn't. And the cross still didn't happen, so I'd have to wait for my plan anyway. But I do think when that crosses, it's a good buy. My concern would be where it stops on the buy, right? So you go up and you go down for a lower low. So you're looking for a lower high, or you're going to look for it to go all the way back. Not quite sure why you're saying Jesus, Gionhart. Is it the 50 lot remark? There's some people who lost a lot of money on the live account today on the share market indices. I just took a look at it. As the Spanish folks would say. No es bueno. Yeah, this is gonna lose. It just seems to be the way that it works with streaming, is that if I open a trade, I will lose. So you could make a lot of money going opposite me. You should consider it. I think trading opposite Josh is going to make a lot of people rich. Tomorrow's going to be good on volatility. The only thing that I have a question mark over tomorrow about is the unemployment figures, because it looks like that's going to come into play again, given that inflation has calmed down a bit. And so interpretation of data may become somewhat different, and we could go back into a COVID panic, because I know here where I am in the States, things are still a bit on edge, and the case numbers and everything are going up, and despite the high vaccination rates. So we will see. They might flip from inflation fear to COVID fear again. Don't you take partials? No, I don't. Others do and have success with it. I don't, and in this situation that I'm in right now, I haven't been in a position to take partials, unless you mean partial losses, because I haven't been in profit. If you got into Nasdaq, look for TP just below where it originally broke down from. Maybe. I actually think it might dip again. What's S&P look like? Is it falling? See, it looks like the fish hook, the same as the Nasdaq did, right here. But ordinarily, that would go up. Yeah. I'm gonna let Dow play out, you know. And then I'll head to work, because Lord knows I'm not going to make money trading like this. See if the support holds strong or not. It might. I mean, doesn't look too scrappy. See, the Nasdaq on that call where you think it come back from the break, which, I mean, is this the break? Is this the break? Or is this the break? That's the question. There's probably somewhere in here that it could go to. But that kind of channels overall kind of bullish long term. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I could be of service, Maramail. Maramail. You know, take a short. I've been hot lately. Yeah. It was like this morning, Yavuz was like, jump on the stream and trade the CPI. And I could have, but I was like, no, my rules are 9:30. Obey the rules. Don't cheat. Don't show lack of discipline. Obviously, I missed the upwards movement on the Dow because that's pretty obvious. And the Dow here was a buy from this. S&P's US 500, yes, I know. S&P SPX 500. Oh, you were short S&P when I said long NAS? Is that what you're saying? Oh. I think that only my cat will be able to comfort me from now on. I think this is going to end in me getting divorced and fired at the same time. Yeah, man. The Federal Reserve is watching. They decided that they would taper the minute that I opened the trade. I'm just rusty. That's probably all it is. My live accounts, I only trade them now at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and for like 10 points. Because I just don't. I'm doing MFF stuff all the time now. I don't have time. So the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure Dow will spike and then go up. I think that's spike, hit my stop, go up, finish. But it's the way the cookie crumbles. So taking a loss at some point is normal. Man, there's a guy, Dihang, who always is opposite me, and he makes lots of money. I'm sure he's rich now. I will say buy, he'll say sell, and we're done. And even if I'm buying at a support, right, he'll say buy, he'll say sell. This was market open, right? Yeah, that was market open. I bought an order block. Which order block though? Because it's record highs. I don't take anything seriously, mate. Do day trade or swing your live account. I do neither. Like I will make a trade of a certain size. It either wins or it loses, and if it wins, it wins. If it loses, it loses. However long it takes, because trading during Tokyo, it loses or wins very, 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 very slowly. But it's usually in one direction, right? It doesn't wiggle around like this. Like, it doesn't have this type of stuff. It's more just like this. And that'll be like, I sit down, I make the trade, and if it works, it works. It doesn't. The last few months I've made money, but so far this month I haven't really, except for one of our competitors' evaluations I passed last week. Now what should go up, right? Isn't that the way? All right, guys, so I am not only am I tired and hungry, I actually have a lot of work to do. So I'm not going to trade anymore today. You can see me tomorrow with my poor performance. I keep reiterating, I'm just 1 or 2 good trades away from being break even. If I do make a trade off market when I'm not on stream, I will film it and we can put it on Instagram or something. Just because I feel a little neglected now, being caught in this box. If you have any questions about MFF or anything like that, you can ask them now. I'll happily answer them. If there aren't any questions, I'm going to bid you adieu, and I'll be back again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Ready to provide you signals to trade against and make money. I actually starting to hear myself sound pretty exhausted. All right, Sadnan, just so you know, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. is the time that I'll be here. Today I ended later because I was kind of chasing another trade for no real reason, obviously, because I lost it. But let's see. Maybe things tomorrow will be better. Maybe. Just for the next week and 2 days, Kelvin. Just for the next week and 2 days. But yeah, if you ever have questions, you can hit us up in Discord as well, or go on the live support. Don't forget to follow the stream. Follow the channel. We're gonna do a lot more video stuff in the near future, like explanation videos, tutorials, interviews. Host our meetings with Mertuza and stuff for company updates and everything like that. So it's not just my poor trading that will be on this channel. It'll be other good stuff too. And maybe Yavuz's poor trading too. I had to say that because he makes fun of me. Calvin's having a joke, Sadnan. Don't worry. I'm good with it. All right, guys, have a great day. I hope that you made lots of money trading opposite me. And